Welcome back to my series on self-control. I have been helping people gain self-esteem, self-confidence, lose inches in weight with a very simple plan that I provide to them. Today I want to talk about how to improve your self-control. I mean, you know how it goes. You're at work and you go into the break room and there in front of you is this huge thing of cookies, cupcakes, donuts, fat-filled foods for luncheon people are bringing in. And what do we do? What do we all do most of the time when we see that? Well, we grab a plate and fill it up, especially when it's lunchtime and we're hungry. Or what if we're taking classes and we have to write a 10-page paper and participate in online class discussions, but we would rather chat with friends on Facebook or just scroll through Facebook, and all of a sudden an hour has passed by. So let's get these types of scenarios taken care of. So first off, we know that regulating all of this, it is difficult, but self-control is very well worth working on. Research has actually shown that when kids have self-control, they make more friends, get higher grades, they're protected against an unhealthy weight gain, they binge drink less and smoke less. So here are some tips to help you and your kids gain some self-control. So I have 8 tips. The first tip is that self-control can be increased. So while self-control is actually an inborn thing, it's also a skill. There's a range to your self-control, and you can actually change it so your limit is increasing in how much self-control you can do for yourself. Tip number 2 is define what you want to control. You want to be specific and set a concrete goal rather than be vague. So instead of saying stop being distracted, you want to try something like work for an hour without checking on social media. So you've got to be very specific with yourself. Tip number 3, you don't want to rely on really brute force to get through it. So don't just go all in and that's it, but instead take it piece by piece, limit a bit at a time. Tip number 4, reduce attractiveness to your temptations. Have you guys seen the video on the marshmallow experiment? Those are the kids who were tempted to take a marshmallow. If not, I will post a link down below this video if you're watching it on YouTube. Otherwise, it'll be in my blog. So anyways, the children that were able to avoid eating the marshmallow in this video made it less attractive. So instead of a marshmallow, they imagined it to be a white fluffy cloud, or they imagined it with just a picture with a picture frame around it. So by playing is basically playing mind games with yourself, you can change the way it looks, therefore it's less of a temptation. Tip number 5, you then want to increase the task's attractiveness. So now you've decreased the temptation. It's time to up the value of your task, of your goal. So think about how good you will feel, how satisfied, how proud of yourself you'll feel. You could also make the task just more fun for yourself. Tip number 6 is to modify your environment. So instead of having a candy dish on your desk, move it far away or put it in a drawer. Rather than being stuck on social media, put your phone into a drawer or turn off the volume. This can work for high stakes control also, so just like substance abuse. You want to change your environment. So stop going to certain places or being around certain people. You hear about it all the time, alcoholics. You're recovering alcoholics, you're not going to find them at the bar. They change their environment. Tip number 7 is self-talk. That's pretty literal. Talk yourself out of the temptation. And talking out loud helps a lot with this. Don't worry, we're not listening. But we do that to ourselves. We talk to ourselves sometimes. But it helps you think about your own thinking. As far as what you should say, just talk to yourself about your goals. I want to have self-control so that I can, fill in the blank. The last tip is don't be so hard on yourself. Cut yourself some slack. Your self-control will be strained. I mean, that's life. So you might have strong emotions like anger or anxiety. You might be trying to eliminate certain foods out of your diet or have demanding relatives, but forgive yourself when you slip up. I think of Dory on the Finding Dory movie, one of my favorites. Just keep swimming. Don't give up on yourself when you make a mistake. Instead, take a deep breath, pick up where you left off, and know that you can do it. So I hope this helps, and I would love to hear about how it's going with your self-control with anything. Tell me about your failures, tell me about your successes, and have a great day. See you next time.